Oh, you're here? Do you think I'm going to criticize something? Don't jump to conclusions. Hello, how are you? Has the title of the video already touched on this? Let's figure out why I'm skeptical about some launchers. But first, a disclaimer. Let's start with something simple. YouTube is full of videos where bloggers advertise the same products, such as PrismLauncher, MultiMC, Modrinth, ATlauncher. I can list this endlessly. But I just want to say one thing, that they often advertise licensed launchers, and unfortunately they keep silent about piracy because they are afraid of getting banned on YouTube. But if they formulate the text correctly and find a normal launcher that supports both the license and the full source code, then in this situation they will not get banned. On the contrary, it is even possible to unban it. You're sitting there watching this blogger's video and you're like, wow, what a cool and reliable launcher. And the YouTuber tells you, taking into account that he spent 30 minutes mumbling about a masterpiece launcher and only decided to say at the end that he'd like to point out that the launcher requires a license. Sorry. Yes, buying a license is not a problem now, but what if you don't want to do that? And yes, you must admit it's annoying. The launcher seems good, but the constant requirement for a license spoils the impression. Let's take, for example, the PrismLauncher, which requires a license. Hey, you can use the offline system in the PrismLauncher via the terminal. Okay, wait a second, why didn't they build this in at the beginning? That's how they fight piracy. You fight piracy really well, listen guys. Really well. Maybe you could just block the terminal, is that possible? Seriously, then why the hell at this, seriously? Just cut it out and there would be no problems. Actually, the PrismLauncher and other licensed launchers have functions that no pirated system has. Stop. Do you know where they got these functions from? The PrismLauncher is actually a fork of the MultiMC, so there is no way to say that the PrismLauncher is a special launcher. Just take the MultiMC, it is essentially the same launcher. But it is just a fork, that's all. And now take, for example, the ATlauncher, the PrismLauncher, Modrinth. All this is of course great. Where did they get these functions from? So let's go back 9 years ago. Let's remember a launcher like HMCL. I know the ATlauncher was also, in theory, 9 years ago. But unfortunately, the ATlauncher did not demonstrate itself so strongly. And unfortunately, one can only say one thing, that such functions. He didn't even do it. HMCL didn't even come close to that. What is HMCL? It's a Chinese launcher. Again, you haven't heard of it because it's China, which appeared 9 years ago. It was the first to offer downloading mods from different sources, but it was mainly the Forge course. But there was also a connection to Planet Minecraft. Unfortunately, Planet Minecraft no longer operates under such laws. It even has an API system for connecting any skins. What kind of API system is this? Let me explain. If you are afraid that your account will be stolen, then such a system allowed you to manually insert the API. I'll show you an example on YOLI.by. You are like this, you want to register on the YOLI.by system, and you are like, damn, what if my account gets stolen there? Don't worry. HMCL allows you to fulfill this opportunity. That is, you insert it manually. This token, this is the API, you click connect, and then through this API you register your account. That is, you have a direct connection and the launcher simply provides you with this setting. And he has no right to get into what you've already done with your own hands. That is, you've just connected the system with your own hands, although regular launchers don't push that because, well, firstly, you need money, and secondly, you don't really want to add that system. And the API still will give you the opportunity to ensure that your accounts really won't be stolen. That is, you really can be completely protected from such cases. Well, there will be some fanatics who will shout, ugh, China. Everything is probably safe. So don't rush to conclusions. Think about Chinese companies that are popular all over the world. Their products often exceed expectations. And there really are a lot of such companies. For example, do you have Xiaomi? Yeah, that's it, you're Chinese. Because it's a Chinese company, wow. Besides China, I respect 2 other launchers. Well, 3. But the third one is still in question for me. I respect launchers like MultiMC. Yes, that's Frog MultiMC. And Frog Launcher. They are also good in their own way. The third launcher is Alex Points, but there is no source code yet. And they haven't made a full version yet. I hope you will. PrismLauncher, ATlauncher, Modrinth. Not bad options, but personally it seems to me that some pirated launchers are more functional and even more reliable. So what about viruses? License theft? I'm not talking about ATlauncher and KLauncher. These are two launchers that can really expose you to threats, but they are not so open in terms of settings. There is no openness in terms of code. Of course, they make excuses saying that they are some kind of official company, that they may not do this. You know that we only have one official launcher, and you can't become some official company. This is complete nonsense on your part. And all these certificates that they write, all these as if officially, all this does not make any sense. Because they are not a company. This is a simple scam. That is, by forcing you to believe in this, they simply force you to believe in it. Look, this is an official launcher. No, we only have one Minecraft launcher, the official one, and I already talked about it in one of my videos. By the way, I advise you to watch it. Let's just figure it out. If the launcher requires administrator rights, this is really suspicious. What kind of administrator rights? Okay, I'll give you an example of the Windows version. This is when you run some program as an administrator. By giving it full access to files, downloads, and so on, you really expose so much that is on your computer. Kriska, the program can do almost anything it wants. And this is now its personal right, that is, you are not the owner but it. Linux and Mac are a little, of course, made more secure. You need to enter a password, root rights, all this is made more secure. I say a person who uses Linux himself. Look for open source projects on GitHub, which has existed for a long time and is updated regularly. I'm not talking about sources like these, or those that are not on GitHub, because there are a huge number of louders who for some reason threw themselves somewhere random. But not on GitHub. Why GitHub? Because it is updated, politics always monitors everyone, and bots exist that monitor this too. And if, God forbid, there is a real violation, they will block the repository and the author of this repository. Can pirate launchers be there? But wait a second. They can, if they do not violate one of the policies. Or more precisely, if some suspicious activation or some suspicious actions are used, then KitKat will be obliged to block such repositories. Or if some official API is not used. It turns out that there are many such launchers that do not use the official API, but some are left-wing. To check the water safety, I would recommend you to use ClimbAway. Or Tron, although Tron is more used to restore your system if something is damaged. But Tron will also help you with this. Let me give you 3 examples of the source code, what the Microsoft API should look like in general, that is, the system that you will enter for the license. But this is also suitable for pirates. Look at the source codes. There is the Microsoft API. The source is official. And you will not be deceived there. Because again, you can see everything. You can even change the source code and compile it later. I'll repeat myself again. That PrismLauncher, MultiMC, Modrinth and ATlauncher and so on, these launchers are really good. But the requirement for a frequent license, this is a little doubtful. And to say that there is a license, they will not deceive you there. Believe me, pirated launchers which are also on GitHub will not deceive you either. Sometimes you are just afraid, so much unnecessary stuff has already been stuffed into your head. And unfortunately, it is impossible to change you. But if I am looking at you now, you should understand that your brain may have been stuffed. You haven't heard anything else except for PrismLauncher, MultiMC and Modrinth. And you'll start saying that these are some kind of no-name launchers. Dude, no-name is your art. I just almost got banned on YouTube. Okay, no offense. You have to understand that no-name launchers are becoming popular. The same PrismLauncher, it was also a no-name. But look, it became popular. Modrinth was also a no-name. Became popular. MultiMC, ATlauncher were also no-names before. But please, time passes and they become popular. Why can't you do the same with pirated ones? Why? What, do you think that all no-names and launchers are becoming dangerous? No, you have to understand how to choose them, how to look for them. And I already filmed on such a topic, how to choose a launcher for yourself. So just remember my words. If you don't try, you won't know. And trust left-wing sources, all that. Yes, this is rule number 1. But in such situations, there are antivirus programs, and again, there are powerful scanners like ClimbAway and Tron with the source code. Again, this allows you to really make sure that nothing like that is built in there. Well, okay. I hope this video helped you better understand the world of Minecraft launchers. The rest is up to you. And I say goodbye to you. Until next time. Bye bye guys.